after a recent CBS Sunday Morning interview is drawing renewed attention to their relationship.
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
Oh, Bill. Bill Belichick, an American football coach, former American football coach, well known for his skills on the field, for some reason is going viral, and is not going viral for his football expertise. He's not going viral for his football knowledge. Instead, he's going viral because of his relationship life, because of who he shares the bed with.
I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
Now, I know y'all are waiting. Bill is 73 years old. And apparently, he is dating a 24-year-old former cheerleader and beauty queen, Jordan Hudson. Now, why do we care? And that's a very good question. People care because, one, we just had a whole situation with Shannon Sharpe and his mistresses, and the whole allegations that came up with him and how he conducts himself in the private manners of the bedroom. Now, mind you, Shannon Sharpe, Shannon was about 50 years old. And the lady in question, in his own situation, is in her early 20s. Met her when she was 19. Now, people have a problem with that, even though they're both fully consenting adults. And I can understand the age because it is kind of weird. But now, Bill is 73 years old in a relationship with a woman that is 24. And they have been together for some time now, at least a year, if my information is correct. These made the headlines because in an interview that Bill had, in where he was wearing one of the ugliest shirts that I wouldn't expect somebody of his caliber to be wearing on an interview that he's trying to promote concerning his book that is coming out soon. He is in an interview in which the interviewer asked him a question about his relationship with a 24-year-old. And the 24-year-old came up on the interview platform live and said that her relationship with Bill is nobody's business. Now, Bill has outrightly come out to say that he explicitly mentioned and asked that no questions should be asked pertaining to him and his relationship. But the interviewer denies such claims ever being made or asked prior to the interview taking place.
Says, unfortunately, that expectation was not honored. After this occurred several times, Jordan, whom I share both a personal and professional relationship, stepped in. She was not deflecting any specific question or topic, but simply doing her job to ensure the interview stayed on track. CBS now firing back at Belichick, saying in a statement, when we agreed to speak with Mr. Belichick, it was for a wide-ranging interview. There were no preconditions or limitations to this conversation. This was confirmed repeatedly with his publisher before the interview took place and after it was complete.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
Jordan is handling a lot of his social, a lot of his PR.
She's becoming his representative.
Why would somebody's relationship life be such a sensitive issue? And I would like all of us to think about it. Why is one's relationship life such a sensitive issue? At least from my own opinion. I think whenever people react like that when it comes to their relationship life, is because there is something inherently not wrong. There is something there that doesn't make them proud. There is something there that doesn't make them happy. There is something there that they are trying to push away because they want to get high of the temporary feelings that they are feeling right now. And it's interesting because as soon as Bill started dating this lady, all of a sudden her finances went up. Her homes went up. Her popularity, even though she already had some type of reputation for herself, went up.
Bit cringy. He's 70 plus, she's 24. Then I watched the CBS interview, which she stepped in front of, and like a professional said, you're not talking about our private relationship. My second opinion was, it's still age-wise a little creepy, but in college football, old Bill needs this. He just happens to be dating it too, but he needs this. Then another story came out, and skeletons are starting to be unearthed. And Reporters are starting to report. There was a story in the New York Post yesterday that Jordan Hudson has amassed $8 million in real estate, multiple homes, starting at the time she started dating Bill. Who am I to pry? Another part of this story is looking back at her family, who had a fishing business that went bankrupt. Her mother moved to Cape Cod, and now, I'll only say this once, manages a sex toy shop and museum. Didn't know they existed. The museum part doesn't sound like the Smithsonian, but who am I to be snarky? The family's a little different. It does appear now I'll have a third opinion, which is they are both benefiting in multiple ways from each other.
And mind you, Bill's reputation is not really going the best way. Both of them are not really getting the best light when it comes to this relationship that they're having. Instead of Belichick's attention to be focused on the football field, now he's focused in his private life in the bedroom, or who he chooses to sleep with at night. And after we just learned about what happened with Shannon Sharpe, it is a trend that people will never learn because people want to do what they enjoy doing temporarily. Not permanently, not perpetually, temporarily. Now, we do not need to say it, but we all know why they're together. The only issue I have about this is when things like this are made to the public, it tends to rub off on all the good things that somebody has done in their own life and in their own personal career. To the point where, in an interview where Bill was trying to promote his book, this is the only thing that came out of it. And it just goes to show you that no matter how much you tell people to do something, no matter how smart people claim they are, it will never beat the power of loneliness, especially when it's masked by sexual desires. Because quite frankly, the age gap between these two is worse than Shannon and the OnlyFans model. But it doesn't change the fact that both of these relationships are coming from the same thing. They are existing because they both have the same desires, the same wants. And even though Shannon is paying for his actions that have been done behind the scenes, which, by the way, is not bad, nothing he did was inherently wrong because they're both adults. But it just comes to tell you that all because something is not wrong doesn't mean that you should do it. Because at the end of the day, it does not benefit you in any way, long term, and definitely not short term. Because the short term is very short. And it's the same thing here with Bill. But unfortunately, people will always have to learn the hard way. People think that as long as they have money, as long as they have the fame, as long as they have the influence, it gives them a license to do whatever they want to do with whoever they want to do it, even though that's not true. The Burning Coals. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like and share.